Yeah, guys, Beast, back with some more beastly content. Today we're going to be doing a guide over how to farm atoms. So, we are going to be covering, first of all, the easiest way to farm them. If you haven't done this method already, it is absolutely insane. It is literally the best way of getting like 200 or 300 atoms, literally within seconds. So, first things first, challenges, that's where all your atoms are going to be. There's all sorts of atoms to unlock in here. Weekly and daily both increase score. However, season rank is important too because you can unlock atoms in the season pass, which we will look at that later on. But for now, we're going to go down to events. Once again, most of this isn't giving atoms. As a matter of fact, none of this is giving atoms either. But as you can see there is some score boost there and some other useful items and such. Become legendary, reach level 50, you'll get 50 perk coins. Collect caps around the ash heap, cranberry bog, mire. All of those, all you gotta do is find capstash farms, just capstash farm locations in those regions, and then when you do those capstash farms, you'll be able to get those caps super duper easily, super duper quickly, and you'll get like 120 atoms out of doing those. We're not going to be looking at those today. There are even easier ways of getting atoms out of this than that, but that is one that is a very, very good way to get atoms. Here is survival, so collect wood. That's super duper easy. I'll leave a video down below, linked to my wood farm guide. You'll easily be able to get to 700 wood. I don't even know why I don't have it yet, but it's just because I'm playing on PC, and I wanted to do a fresh save on PC to show y'all what's going on. So craft armor or weapons and things like that, just scrapping weapons like that, that's super duper easy to do. It's super duper easy to get armor and find it to scrap. That's going to be 20 atoms. Scrapping pipe weapons, once again, super easy to get pipe weapons. Just scrap 76 of those. Crafters scrap rifles, 67 out of 76 for that. We're getting close to that one. Destroy robots with a pistol, destroy robots with a rifle, destroy robots, you see. Just destroy robots with all these different guns. All of these require a very large amount of things to do, and you're just going to do this over time. Kill anthropods, kill critters. All of these are super duper easy to find at the tea time event, which we will be looking at that in a bit. I did use that to go ahead and get through and kill all these sorts of different things. Now, anthropods, you are going to have to kill specific ones. Those are the ones I don't usually like to do. Once again, we're just going through and we're covering the easier things to get here through these combat ones, like kill different types of tough enemies. You gotta kill Scourge Beast, you just gotta go down the list, you gotta kill everything on that list, otherwise, yeah, which will naturally happen over time. That's why I don't suggest pursuing that. Same with build, decorate, or furnishing. So you do want to be building your camp because there is tons of atoms in there just for doing stuff in that. Claim different workshops. So basically you just got to go through and claim every single workshop in the Appalachia. And then you will be getting 80 atoms for that. It doesn't take long to do. You just have to go to each workshop and claim them. It can be somewhat time consuming. Definitely not the fastest one. But if you didn't notice, the photo mode for Ash Heap, Cranberry Bog, Mire region, Savage Divide, and the Toxic Valley region all give 40 caps. All they require is 20 photos to be taken with photo mode while being inside that region. So this is going to be our first little, what was that, 4 times 40? 40, 40, 80, 80, 80, 160 caps? Maybe there was a fifth one. The forest region does require specific areas. But for most of these, all you have to do is enter in the photo mode and spam the take screenshot button until you get a notification on your screen that says, here is 40 free atoms just for taking 20 pictures of yourself standing in the ash heap. How wonderful. And look, we got take 20 photos as an achievement just for spamming a button. So we're going to be heading on into the next area, which is going to be the Sacramento Glade. And at the Sacramento Glade, we're going to do the same thing, spam the button until we see the words Atom plus 40 achieved. And then we're going to head on over to Dire Chemical. You just have to head within these regions. The regions are marked by the colors on the map, so if you notice, different regions have different colors. If it's a different color, it's a different region. Go to that region, take 20 photos, go on to the next one. The only region you're not going to be able to do this in is going to be the spawn region, which is the forest. The reason why they have that for that one, once again, it's not hard to get the 40 atoms from the forest either. You just have to go to those different locations and take photos. But that is a lot more time consuming than just being able to travel to that single region and take 20 snapshots and literally instantly get to see 170 atoms there. Very nice. We were like 20 atoms at the beginning of this video, and we're already making our way through 170 atoms. So we're headed to the crater now. That is another region. We're going to take 20 more, and we're going to get another 40 atoms. That's going to bring our total up to 210 atoms made just off of this little camera expedition here that we did. All we had to do was go to the regions and take some pictures, guys. Most of you probably didn't have 20 pictures in most of these regions, so most of you probably just got 200 atoms, just like I did. And then as you can see, the forest region, Anchor Farms, Alpine River Cabins, the Kill Box. Like, see, all of those, I've been to the Kill Box, so I could have gotten that. Morgantown Airport, I've been there. Most of these places you will eventually visit anyway, but most of you probably aren't targeting that, so just do remember that in the forest region. If you ever feel like you're really bored on the game, there's 40 atoms hanging around if you just go to these specific areas and go take pictures. And once again, workshops is not hard to do either, but that is an overtime thing, honestly. I think I'd just like try 1 or 2 workshops a day or something. I wouldn't sit there and try and do it all in one sitting. It is very much possible. We are going to go ahead and show you where Miguel Caldera's Survivor Stories holotape is. Being that I have 9 out of 10, I'm assuming the rest of them are in super duper obvious places that most of you will probably gotten. But if not, you can look up the locations of these other holotapes. It is only 20 atoms, but hey, we only have to go find 1 holotape. So we're going to be headed straight to Flatwoods. I'm going to go ahead and tell you where this last holotape is for this little 20 atom quest. This will bring our total to 230 atoms, guys. So we're headed to Flatwoods, and from Flatwoods, you're going to want to go ahead and run all the way to the Flatwoods Tavern. It's just right past the church here. Flatwoods Tavern, it's like where the responders set up originally. You go in there and you initiate with that computer. Well, right here, it is called the Flatwoods Tavern. And as you can see here, we've just now reached Flatwoods Tavern. From the Flatwoods Tavern, you're actually just going to go ahead and walk on up the street here, and we're going to be going towards these 2 houses on the left here with the semi-truck out front. Now, it's actually the house on the left, like in front of the semi-truck, not this house. I thought it was this house, but it's actually this house right here in this little green footlocker here is the Survivor Story Miguel Caldera. There's another 20 atoms. Super duper easy, super duper quick. These are very specific. Another thing to mention is the Overseer Log holotapes. All those holotapes, they give a good amount of atoms just for gathering them. And there are 2 quest objectives that will give you actual markers on the map where you can find these holotapes. I'm only 3 off, and I can get 80 atoms for doing that. We're not going to be doing that in this video, but once again, do those holotapes. Go get all those holotapes. You're going to be getting so many caps out of that. Or not caps, but atoms. And atoms are just, they're hard to come by unless you get a credit card. But as I was saying, this is the Adams farm. The next thing we're going to do is go ahead and start farming on some magazines. We're just going to go ahead and do a little bit of a run here. It's in this little Somerville Lake area. We're actually in like the something cabin or something like that. So it actually starts out in here. We're going to go up to the upper floor, and on this second radiator behind it, there's a chance for a magazine to be behind there. We didn't get it on this run, so the second one is going to be going back down to the first floor, running straight past these stairs here, where we're going to be heading for the basement through this door to the right here, going all the way down. And once again, this one didn't have it for me. It's not this table though. It's all the way in the very back of the basement here. There are a couple enemies here, but just do not fret on that. All the way back here, right next to this toolbox, there's a chance of a magazine spawning here as well. Once again, we didn't get the magazine, so on to the next area. It's going to be nearby here. All you're going to have to do is run back out of this house through the front doors, and then you're going to make a right up the hill. Run all the way up to the hill. The house on the left is going to have another magazine. I will be showing that in just a second, but that's just a real quick rundown of where we're going next, just so you got a little bit of a heads up while we're walking there. So as you can see, we're going back up the stairs, and then we're going to be heading all the way out the front door of this house. And from the front door of this house, we're going to be running up that hill that I just mentioned. So let's go ahead and go out this front door here, and then we're going to head on up this hill to the house to the left. Like I said, on top of the hill, that house on the left there. We're actually going to be going to the back side. There's a set of stairs on the back side of this house right here, as you can see, and inside of here there are going to be a couple robots, but inside of here behind the fridge there's a chance of a magazine spawning. And for the first time in this video, in my run, I actually had a magazine. So look, we got Automatron, and we reached rank 7 there because kill robots was on our weekly objectives, and we only needed 3, and there were 3 robots in there. So hey, perfect timing. But yeah, just You do want to be doing your daily and weekly challenges for season rank, because season rank, every other page will have like 200 atoms on it. Do keep that in mind. Like, I claimed 200 atoms at some point. I don't believe I recorded it. But anyway, this is that other building to the right of that one. If you go through the hole in the floor, underneath the barrels, there's a chance for it to have a magazine spawn under there. The next place we're going to be going to is, like, if you don't know the Pierce the Veil quest line, it's this house right here with the fences around it. We're just going to be going straight onto the roof here. There are 2 magazines up on top of this roof here. I'm going to go ahead and tell you where the first one's at. So first things first, you got to get up to the roof to get to the magazines, of course. Once again, neither one of these 2 spawn locations for magazines dropped a magazine this run for me. However, you can rerun this and do it again, and you'll get another spawn set, another spawn set. There are other places to farm magazines. This is not my like set area I suggest going to spawn magazines. It's just an easy area that you can get to even if you are a lower level in the game. Maybe you haven't explored that much of the area. I didn't want to show you an area that would be annoying to get to, or you had to travel to get to. This should be pretty easy to get to right here. But this little top roof there that I was just standing on, that's where a magazine would be. And then also underneath this little orange cart here by this, I forget what movie, it's like The Shining or something that this is like an Easter egg of. But underneath that yellow cart there, there's a chance of a magazine spawning. Just a little quick note there. Under there could be a magazine. So the next thing we're actually going to do from this little building here is actually jump off, and I mentioned the kill box earlier, which I really wish we would have taken a photo mode picture while we were in the kill box, because that is one of the Forest Region's photo mode Adams quest or challenge. So while you're in the kill box, you're going to want to go ahead and first of all lockpick the door at the very bottom to get into the kill box. While you're in the kill box getting yourself your magazine, go ahead and take a photo mode picture in here while you're at it so that you get a little bit closer to that forest at 40 atoms quest that you can go ahead and complete for 40 more atoms. You'll get a little bit closer there, 1 out of 20, you know, but we're going for the kitchen here, and you'll know the kitchen when you see it. There's like a bar there. There were quite a few Blood Eagle wretches in here, so when... I don't know if maybe like they've updated it and now there's more enemies in this area, but the guide I watched over this that told me where all these magazines were, they didn't have a single enemy in their video, and I'm just very confused as to why these magazine farm videos always seem to show that. I'm going to show you, look, there's enemies here. You're going to have to fight some enemies, guys. It's not just easy run in there, grab your stuff, and get out. You're going to have to fight some enemies. So another cool thing about this area, though, is there's also a recipe for infused tea on my counter here, or on the counter here, but actually underneath the 2 crates in the corner of the room, underneath the first one, there's actually going to be a magazine right there. Look at it, hiding, Unstoppables 4, one step closer to those magazine missions. Once again, the good thing about that is the fact that I do believe, I'm not sure if you can get the same magazine twice or not. I'm sure you can. But the good thing about doing these is just you're getting closer and closer. It may put you like 1 off from a specific one. The only downside it really is just the fact that all the magazine ones are very specific, so you have to collect like an entire series of things. But anyway, the next thing we're going to do is head on over to the whole Somerville Lake area. We're going to run all the way down to the bottom side of it. There's going to be like half of a boat laying down here. It's this white boat right here, actually. And inside of it, there's a red footlocker, but there's also a magazine right beside that footlocker. So now if you go directly above this blue or this white boat here, you walk all the way up onto the dock there, that building right there that we're looking at now. When you go inside that building, there will be another magazine. So let's go ahead and get that magazine. There's actually another magazine after that in this same area. This is once again a pretty decent magazine farm location. We are covering 10 magazine possible spawn locations. This is 10 magazines in what takes like a 10-minute run max. So, you know, this is definitely going to help you with getting atoms and getting those atom challenges for the magazines cleared, all that such. This isn't telling you, like, look, Live and Love 9, we're 1 step closer to getting the Live and Love collection done. Once we have the Live and Love collection done, we'll be getting 40 atoms. Every other magazine type, they all have their own 40 atoms quests, so farming magazines is key. I'm going to do an entirely separate video over my favorite magazine farming locations. I don't want to cover just one. I've seen people bust it down and cover the magazine locations and like every single location a separate video, but I kind of want to do like a couple combined ones, just the best ones in my own opinion, to get like the most magazines. Maybe like a way to get 100 magazines and a set of farms or something like that. And once again, tea time. Do tea time because it is a great way to get the insect kills and the pest kills, all those Atom quests. As you can see here, while we were just barely playing tea times, only on wave 2, you see all these bloat flies spawning. All those are insects. That's going to be making progress towards the Atom quest. So if you see tea time perk off, do go ahead and join it. Also, it will give you some more recipes if you do actually beat it. I do believe it's going to be giving you tea recipes. I would assume at least. You know, I might be wrong there. They may not have a single drop for plan for tea in there, but yeah. So if you go to the Mothman Museum, you will find cultists. The only reason why I'm mentioning this is because one of the dailies or weeklies for my quest line was to kill cultists. If you ever get the cultist, kill cultists daily or weekly, just know, go to the Mothman Museum. Cultists are all over that place. As a matter of fact, it's kind of the entire town that surrounds the Mothman Museum, really. As you can see here, there was just plenty here. I was able to get the 10 cultist kills, no problem. But this is about the end of the video. Once again, season rank pass, rank 14 on that page, or that was the page behind us. We got 200 atoms there. For only 25 tickets, we'll have 200 more just by reaching rank 14. But I do believe this is the end of the video, so go ahead and leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it, and keep it peace mode.